Hey, so as you can tell, I'm in a different location. You can see the whole mess of the living room. It's not that bad, it's just like a bunch of baby stuff, but this is where I do my nails. Let me just show you this mess. So finally today I've decided I'm gonna do my nail tutorial situation. I've done one before, but I do my nails completely different now. So also I've decided that I'm only gonna do one nail for you. Reason being, I feel like it's so annoying to watch a video of someone doing their nails and they just do the same thing over and over and over and over, and it's like the video never ends. They're not even talking. It's just like, why do you need to see the same thing like 50 times? So I feel like the lighting will be okay. I've got this little lamp here that I'm gonna face directly on my hand. I feel like I had more to say, but I can't remember right now, so I'm just gonna move the camera to beside me and maybe you can actually see what's going on. Okay, so I did some adjusting on the camera so it doesn't look so insanely bright and weird looking. So I had a nail on this finger, I took it off. It's very easy to take off the nails that I do now. Maybe I'll talk about that later. But so we're just gonna prep the nail, you know? I'm just gonna take this little thing and push back the cuticles. I don't have a lot of cuticles going on because it hasn't been that long. So, okay, that looks good. So I'm just gonna take this cuticle bit, came in some kind of kit. Most things that I buy for my nail stuff is on Amazon or eBay. Really, it doesn't really look like I need to do this, but you need to do this to do your nails or they will not stay. So you just need to get, you know, all the dead skin off the back of them. It's pretty obvious if you've ever watched any nail videos. I watch a lot of nail videos, so I feel like everything I'm saying is probably pointless, but it's okay. You try to keep this flush to your nail bed. You don't dig it in like this. Bad. Lay it flat so that you don't like dig a little trench in the back of your cuticle area with it. I mean, it's not gonna like hurt you or cut you, but you can like dig into the nail a little too much sometimes. If you feel like you haven't, you know, gotten all the little skin particles, you can turn your e-file to go the opposite direction. I'm not very sturdy right now. I'm using my left hand, so don't make fun of me. But yeah, you don't 100% need an e-file, you know. It definitely makes the process of removing the nails a million times easier, so I suggest it for that. But you can easily just take a nail file back here to get all the dead skin off of the nail. So now I'm just going to use this dehydrator. This is from Sally's. You can get basically all your nail needs at Sally's. Put that on the whole nail. I feel really shaky, oh god. And then I'm going to use this Mia Secret Extra Bond No Burn Acid Free Primer, and I don't know. This is probably not 100% necessary. If you were doing regular acrylic nails, it might be, but I've done this without doing this portion and it doesn't seem to make a difference, but I have it, so I'm going to use it. This is the important boys of the show. This is from whatever this brand is. Oh, you can't even see it. It's on Amazon, I know that, and it's just a bag of clear coffin full cover nails. I just need to find one to fit my thumb. This comes with so many, and this bag of them was, I swear to God, like under $4. I think I got some kind of deal because I can't find that again. I know that McCart has like the same ones, like $10. Comes with a million nails. It's awesome and lasts you forever. This is what they look like. Oh man, I don't know how to aim. Hallelujah. It has a beautiful C curve in it. Oh. So yeah, you're just gonna wanna find full cover clear nails. They need to be clear. And you can just cut these down and shape them however you want. So there's that. Okay, so what I'm gonna be doing is something that this girl that I watch did. Her name is Femi Beauty. It's called the A-Press Dupe method. If you want to look up her videos, probably be like, you know, better and more informative, but I do mine like different than she does, but this part's gonna be the same. Okay, so there's this brand that has these nails that are just like this, but they're not plastic. They're made out of gel, which is the same thing that like all nail things are made out of. Basically, this girl just decided, why would you pay so much money for their system when you can just use plastic ones for way cheaper, and it does the literal exact same thing. Oh, by the way, before I put on my primer and dehydrator, you're supposed to buff the nail. Mine was already buffed from me like filing off the old nail, but you know, just make sure you go over it to remove any shine. Okay, I'm gonna be using this base coat from the brand Your Sugar. I think I got this on eBay. Dude, I buy a lot of things from eBay. I know the really good one on Amazon is from Model 1. A lot of people love their base coat, but I have noticed no difference between that one and this one. Probably most base coats from eBay and Amazon are probably like the exact same formula, just in different bottles. Okay, see, I just file inside there just to give the base something to stick to. You're gonna need a UV lamp for this. Mine is from the brand Sun UV. I don't know. They got it on Amazon. Don't know if that's like a real brand or if it just says that. Okay, so you're gonna wanna take your beautiful base coat and you're gonna wanna put a thin layer on your nail. You're gonna wanna take this now and scrape some of this into the back of it. And you might want a decent amount because you're gonna be putting this and adhering it to your nail with the UV lamp. And you don't really want any bubbles in it, but I'll tell you, it happens sometimes, and I have noticed no problems when it does happen. I mean, if it's really bad, you can take the nail off and redo it, but... Okay, so what you want to do is, you want to take this and set it in the back of your cuticle, and then push down. Oh my good God. There we go, okay. And then bring your lamp over. What I do is like sit my lamp on my hand, and then hold the nail. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I feel like it's definitely a lot easier when I'm not also trying to film it, but you can buy little lamps that are like little flashlights kind of, and you just like hold them right over the nail until it partially cures, and then you can stick it in the lamp. You might be able to see there's some spillage back here. Didn't do a very great job this time. So whenever I have that happen, I take this cuticle bit and just file back there and file off the chunk. Okay, at this point with the, you know, the A-press system with the gel tip, people just leave this and paint it, and that's all they do, and it lasts weeks. I'm gonna tell you, I have been doing my nails like this with a full cover tip, curing it with gel, and it lasts better than whenever I do regular like poly gel, builder gel, acrylic. Like this hand actually was on for 3 weeks. They were really grown out. And I just like pushed back the cuticle, did a fill like you would do with normal acrylic nails, and they're ready to go. So, and they should last for a hot minute. So these definitely will last you just as long as regular acrylics, if not better. I think it's because base coat is like so super sticky that it holds on to basically anything. I always use base coat to like adhere to my little gems on my fingers, and they stay the best that way. Okay, so as you can see, I usually cut down my thumbnails a little bit because they don't need to be ginormously long. I just cut off like a little tiny bit, and then I'm gonna file this into a pointy shape because obviously this hand has pointy nails on it. I'll give you a bit of advice. I've ordered several different nail files off of eBay and AliExpress, and honestly my favorite one is still the one that I get from Sally's. It's only $1. It's like, I think it's 100 grit is what you need to file like acrylic and stuff. That one's still the best, so might just want to go to Sally's. Also, they're washable, so you can just, you know, wash them and keep reusing them for a long time until they go completely, like, nothing on them and don't work. So if you didn't want your nails to be pointy boys, and obviously this step can be skipped, you can just have coffin nails. It's very simple. I do actually find it a lot faster if I take scissors and cut this into a pointy shape, kind of, and then file. But since I'm only doing one finger, I don't feel like getting the scissors out. Okay, so I've got this nail beautifully shaped. So now you're going to want to just go over the whole nail with a file so that what you put on top will stick, whether you do what I'm going to actually do next or just leave it. Okay, so as you can see from the side, this nail is very flat. There's nothing wrong with that. If you look at this nail, this is what a normal acrylic nail looks like. It's got this apex in the back. Nix, are you fucking stupid? Nix, will you shut up? I find that doing my nails like this, I've never had a nail crack on one of these stress points. I've never had a nail break, and I've never had a nail lift. So I don't really know that you need to even build it up this much. I just like the look of it. Okay, so the girl that made up this method, where you know, you take the plastic one and do it and whatnot, she will take the base coat that we use to put the nail on and do like literally 7 layers on this nail to build it up and give it some strength. Like I said, don't really know if it needs it, but I do not want to do that. I feel like that's just a lot of layering, and I feel like I would go through a lot of that base coat very fast. So we're going to be using Mia's Secret Clear Powder Acrylic. This is regular acrylic that I'm going to be using as dip powder. If you don't know what dip powder is, maybe you should go look into it. You can get kits for dip powder at Walmart, except their dip powder kits come with something where you don't need to use a lamp to do it. Clearly, if you're doing this method, you're gonna need a lamp anyway because you're gonna need it to cure on the nail. But you can do dip powder method this way. I'm gonna show you. So I'm just gonna be taking my base coat and we're gonna be building up this nail with acrylic, but we're not going to be using monomer, thank God. I can't use monomer in my house or Isaiah loses his mind about it because there's a baby in here and the smell lingers for so long. So I'm just going to be taking some of this base coat and making a line down my nail. I usually start like in the middle. Okay, like here's my finger. Here's the end of my nail. I usually go to like the middle of it. That's where I start my line. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you just dip it in some acrylic. You can get actual dipping powder on eBay. I mean, you can get it anywhere, but I get a bunch of it on eBay. So my finger's in the lamp now. You can't see that, but I'm just gonna cure it for like, I don't know, 30 seconds, maybe longer. But yeah, you can get dip powder in all colors. Then you wouldn't even have to paint your nails, you know, if you get like a colored one. I'm just gonna be using clear because I am gonna paint over these nails anyway, so like, but I can tell you this clear one works so good for this. I've had no problems doing it like this. So you take your nail out of the lamp. I don't know why Nyx is barking so bad at everyone coming down the hallway. She does not normally do that. So just wipe off the excess powder. Then we're gonna do another layer. We're just wanting to build up some thickness onto this nail. So then I'm gonna go back to the same spot where I started last time, but I'm gonna do the whole nail instead of just a line down the middle. If you put your nail in here and there's like some lumps or whatever, really doesn't make that much of a difference. Sometimes I dip it in twice, tap it off, put it under the light. Okay, so yet again, we're gonna wipe off the powder and then do another layer. I do like 4 or 5 layers, depends on if I think that the nail looks thick enough by the end. So we're gonna go down just a little bit farther, but not all the way to the cuticle. And dip it again. And back under the lamp. Okay, we're gonna do one more layer. Well, we might do 2. So this one's actually going to reach the back of the nail all the way. But really try not to get it on your skin. So I ended up doing it one more time over the whole nail. So maybe now you can see its shape. What kind of lighting is this? So it has a little bit of a Humpty Duty where it's supposed to, right in the back, if you do it in those layers. And it's a little lumpy, but I can tell you right now, this is so much less lumpy than trying to actually use acrylic and monomer. So it's so much easier to file. So yeah, you're just gonna wanna take your little file and file away the little lumps and make it look nicely shaved. One of my least favorite thing about doing nails was always filing, because I would be filing for 500 years, just taking away bulk and trying to make it shaped nicely and even throughout all nails. So this is really helping not have to waste so much time doing that. So I love it for that. I also brought something over here I wanted to show you. But okay, this is the size of the dipping powders that you get on eBay. Compared to my ginormous Mia's Secret Clear, this is an actual baby. So if I actually wanted to use this for my long boy nails, it wouldn't even fit. So what I do is, someone else was doing this on YouTube. I learn everything that I know from YouTube. Okay, so it's called a disposable plastic eyedropper set transfer graduated pipettes. Graduated pipette. Yeah, that's what I ordered. It came with that many of these things I'm about to show you. They're this big. And they actually pick up powder, so it makes your life so much easier. You just suck some powder into it, and then you can run it along the nail like that, which is so much easier than trying to fit your nail inside of this or trying to scoop it out like I used to do this. I used to use the end of my little tool and dump it on there, and it's just so much easier to use this little pipette thing. The girl on YouTube that I seen doing it though had like a bigger one of these, I think. Like, I swear hers was not this miniature, but it's okay. This one still works and does just fine. Okay, so the nail is filed, and I'm just gonna take this buffer tool thing that I got from Sally's over top of it so that there ain't like really deep markings in the nail. which you would get from the other file. And there you have your beautiful nail. I do other things whenever I like encapsulate nails, which means, you know, like putting glitter inside of them and stuff, or if you want jelly nails. So maybe I'll make other videos sometime showing that. But for this video, I wanted to show how I do this snake skin on this hand. It's not hard at all. But I've been asked so many times if I have like a tutorial or know somewhere to like watch how to do it, and I cannot find the original video that I seen of it because it was somebody on Instagram. Okay, so for all these nails, you can probably see there's a black base, so I'm gonna start by painting this nail black, but you can leave it clear and do it. It's really pretty that way. And then put like a jelly color over top of it. It's very pretty. Oh yeah, I wanted to say, if you were going to try to do tips on your nails like a lot of people do, where they just glue a tip to their nail and then do acrylic on top, it's very hard to do dip powder on top of that because you don't have the shape that you need already there. It's really easy when you do a full cover tip and then do it, but I've tried to do it with just like tips that you just put on the very tip of your finger. It's just so much harder, and I've seen a lot of people do it and show how to do it. So I mean, if you wanted to see, there are tutorials. So I'm gonna take some of my acetone and put it in this little jar thing. I used to use this for monomer whenever I did actual acrylic nails. And then my favorite brush to use to clean up around the cuticle is this Morphe M421 brush. Definitely, you know, a makeup brush, but it's really good for just like cleaning up anything you get around these sides. Okay, so you're just gonna cure that. Okay, so I did 2 layers of black, and now we're gonna take this same base coat that I used earlier. You can also use a top coat. I just have several of these because I use them so much. Just wanna take a layer of that base coat and put it on there. Kind of a thick boy layer, but not insanely thick. And then I'm gonna take this brush and we're gonna make lines. Very simple. This is so hard to do anything for you to see. What? See such line? Since you're doing this on top of the clear, it will start to like move around and like kind of go into each other, which is what you want. So you just do lines down the center, and then you're gonna go and do lines on the sides to fill in the space. It's not perfect, it's okay. It does not have to be. And you can just take this brush and clean up around the sides. Okay, beach, my camera will not stop overheating. I feel like also you can't get a beautiful, amazing look at how pretty this is, because it is really pretty. So I'll probably like insert a picture for you. So I just wanted to put the camera back on me for a second because I feel so weird talking to the camera and you can't even see my face. If you have any other requests for how I do anything involving nails, I guess just let me know. This is just how I do it. I did want to mention that they are really easy to take off since you're just putting acrylic on top of the little plastic thing that's on your whole nail. If you just cut the nail down, cut off the whatever's past your finger, then file off with the electric file the acrylic, and then like all you have left is the part that's like the plastic part stuck on your nail with the base coat. You only have to soak that for like 15 minutes for it to come off, which normally to soak like full on acrylic that's on your actual whole nail, it would take like 45 minutes. Also, this is really fast to do. It may not have seemed that way because if you're thinking about doing each finger individually, it doesn't seem that fast, but actually whenever I do all my fingers at once, I'll put like the first stripe down of the base coat and then like dip it in the dip powder, and I'll do that on every nail and then cure them all at once. So I'm really only going in the light, excuse me, like 4 times to do the dip powder instead of like 4 for this finger, 4 for this finger, 4 for this finger. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. This seems like a wreck of a video, but maybe it actually helps someone. I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll be back soon with more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.